2 years ago, Melanie Martinez released her sophomore album, K-12, extending the story of Crybaby.
There wasn't much to go on besides the snippets. However, it was released with a feature film, which I think is super cool. I
really
mean,
cool film.
An album, a film. A lot of artists are doing visual albums these days, and this was one of them.
However, we're going to be listening to the audio so we can dissect the storytelling through the lyrics and the music. I'm sure we're going to get into the film at a later date, but today, it's about the album. I like the horn.
I'm just looking out the window and it's cold outside. There are two boys yelling behind, counting trees as they pass me by, and I'm trying not to look across the aisle, cause my eye is letting down, cause he knows the driver sees it. He says nothing.
I remember something like that with the hands.
Oh yeah.
You'll be a dick and maybe sick, come on, just pass it over here. Cause Jason's got his ass in the glass, and I hate him jolly and a bum fast.
I was
fuck him up.
Yeah.
Trying to ignore it, it's fucking boring. I'm quietly observing, I'm saying nothing. No one's watching us. Where's on the
Love the breakdown.
I was about to say I love this breakdown.
wheels on the bus. No one's watching us. Holding it down up in the front. Wheels on the bus.
When you look at the track list is so freaking cool.
It
Just
is.
how she implemented all of these, you know,
Elements of school.
yeah, all the elements
Yeah.
of school. So when you hear Wheels on the Bus, I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And when I heard the snippet, my first listen, I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it at all. And then we watched the film, and Jordan was like, no, you know that
gotta
song you
hear
didn't
that.
like?
Yeah, you
you
gotta
gotta
hear
hear
that.
it again. And I love the Wheels on the Bus, you know, sample, that dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
You know, that sample. So perfect opening. It's honestly how every school day starts.
Exactly.
You start on the bus.
It makes the most sense
So
for that
it just
reason.
made the most sense. And I
Right.
think melodically and sonically, it's a hype open, but it's really like smooth at the same time.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
chorus is smooth, but the verses are like, nah, I'm alive.
It's steady all the way through.
It just-
Like it doesn't
yeah.
hit you in the face. It doesn't overwhelm you too much, but it's a nice introduction. I honestly think the song is just really focusing on how negligent the people that be can be toward these issues. It's like you have all of this going on the bus, and the driver's just looking forward, purposely ignoring it.
Yeah.
And that can be, you know, kids' mental health. That can be kids', you know, behavior. It could be anything.
Really, yeah.
You know, it's just choosing to ignore. And I think that speaks to the theme of K through 12. Because there are so many things, you know, if you've seen the film or even heard the album, there are so many things that happen, so many things that are spoken about that really speak to the idea of being ignored and not being seen or heard.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
you know, I might be jumping ahead a little bit in the album, but I don't know. I love that because when you think about Wheels on the Bus, when you think about the bus in the morning, so much goes on that bus before you even enter the school. So this is a perfect introduction because it kind of is a prelude to everything we're going to be dealing with.
Right, absolutely. And then like kids in the classroom or outside and stuff. It's just cool.
There was a middle of class and the teacher wasn't looking. Kelly had a fat ass and trouble was cooking. She was kissing Brandon, I got jelly. Oh, I just waited till recess to make her pay.
I love the chorus.
Mommy, why do I feel sad? Should I give him away or feel this bad? Daddy chimed in, go for the throat. For the throat, for the throat. Daddy chimed in, go for
Imagine beating ass to this.
I like this little.
Her face was fucked up and my hands were bloody.
My face was fucked up.
The teacher broke us up after I broke her. And my one true love called me a monster.
But funny how that happens.
Right.
Mommy, why do I feel sad for the throw, for the throw?
Daddy shot me to go for the throw.
I forgot how that goes into the principal.
And see, even with the topic wise, after a fight,
you
would
go to the principal's office.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's good sequencing.
You know, with class fight, to me, it almost still feels like a prelude, and I feel like the album really begins with the principal.
I'm not gonna lie, I was
Like,
thinking the same thing.
The
That
album really starts with the principal.
we kind of get into shit when it comes to the principal, and even
Right.
the sound kind of shifts a little bit to where we get a little more
hype.
Yeah.
What I do like about Class Fight, though, and the lyric that sticks out to me the most is, you know, the teacher broke us up after I broke her. My one true love called me a monster.
Mhm.
It's funny how kind of the tables turned in that sense, and she was fighting for someone that, you know, she wanted the attention of somebody,
Right.
and with her actions caused them to look at her a different way.
Right.
We can kind of be the cause of our own downfall.
Yeah, and I think
don't
it's
know
due
if
to the
that's-
jealousy.
Right. I don't know if I'm reading too hard into Class Fight. It really could just be about Melanie fucking somebody up.
And that's the thing. I think that also speaks in a way because, like, if you remember on Crybaby, Melanie, Crybaby,
Yeah.
was wild.
Because
It was
Pacifier.
And this song reminds me of Pacifier.
Pacifier.
Thank you. I thought I was the only one thinking it. This song reminds me of Pacifier. And I think it also speaks to bullying a little bit. Maybe the visual more so.
Yeah, I think maybe.
And even the hierarchy. Even the hierarchy. You know, talking about how basically this chick has it all. I just had a bit of a realization. I'm not sure if this is accurate. Class fight. Not only is it a class fight in school, but is it also the fight of classes?
Oh,
Because
true.
I'm talking about the hierarchy.
Oh, true.
And so it's like
True.
Kelly higher class within the school.
That's a good thought.
Fight between classes.
Classes and then an actual class fight. That's a good
And it's
thought.
almost like she was fighting like the popular girl in
right,
school.
right. Ooh, you might be onto something with that one.
Huh.
That's a good thought.
Okay.
Kelly had a fat ass and trouble was cooking.
It was cooking.
Sneaky, greedy, money seeking, always peeping, fucking creeping. What if I had told your mother her son was a cruel motherfucker? It's not just me, it's everybody who thinks that you're fucking ugly, who's being possessed by demons. I tried to make you listen, but
Hold on, I got something to say.
your way, right? Claiming you're a good guy. All you want is cash and hype. Fuck our dreams, and that's not the principle.
I love the flip, the principal, and then the principal.
And and you doing it. Yeah. This is Principal is I love this song.
Complicated, overrated. You're fixated, underrated. Can't you see that we're all hurting? If you're not teaching, we're not learning. Excuse me, how much are you earning? I've tried to make you listen. Killing kids all day and night. Prescription pills and online fights. All of the principle. You don't know the pain that you
Was this a snippet?
causing. Yeah, your actions hurt. So do your words. We will be there yelling at your front door. I've tried to make you listen, but you won't. It's your way, right?
I love that song.
When I heard this snippet,
Yeah.
I played this so many
you had to,
times
you had to.
over and over and over again.
You had to.
So hearing the real song, it lived up to the hype.
It did.
I read that she said she would have a song about Donald Trump and how this is kind of that song.
Yeah.
It's about a man in particular because of how it's portrayed,
Right.
in the visual, but visual side. Somebody in power
Right.
that abuses
Yes,
that power.
Right, and fucks you over to get what they want.
Exactly, like she said, fuck our dreams. You know,
Right, and
it
that's
just
not right.
shows how when people move up on the hierarchy, when they move up just in the positions of power,
Right.
how much they manipulate, abuse,
The greed.
negate
Yeah.
the greed. Exactly. So with the principal, again, like Jordan said, I love how how she related it to the principal who holds the most power within
In the
the
school,
school system,
exactly.
and then the actual principle
Where's the
of their
integrity?
wrongdoings, right?
Exactly.
Their morals, their values, their
Exactly.
integrity. So the principle, the deep meaning for that has always impressed me, and how she was able to use that with the double meaning.
Exactly. And once again, just questioning society. I feel like the same thing sort of happened in Wheels on the Bus.
Right.
Questioning society again, like, why do we let these things fly? Why do we ignore these things and, in a way, accept them? That's why she says at the end, we will be there yelling at your front door.
Exactly.
You know, it's like
Revolting.
reinforcing that idea, of a revolution and saying, hey, like, we have to stand up for what's right. I think about that line, and I take it deeper, and I'm like, wow, saying killing kids all day and night, and then saying prescription pills and online fights, you could think of cyberbullying.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids, like, you know, take their life due to it.
Yeah.
And,
Absolutely.
you know, popping pills, that could be, like, in a reference to drugs, overdosing.
Absolutely.
So to say killing kids all day and night because you're not paying attention to it. They're not seen, they're not heard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then shooting at the angels while claiming you're the good guy.
I think that's what sums it up completely.
Yeah.
You know, so The Principle has always been one of, to me, the best songs on the album.
It is. Tightening that puppet.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to sing because I love this
Or you
song.
know what? Not tightening the puppet, but winding it up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would call it a puppet, but just like the animatronic, the figure that moves. Okay, y'all know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You pull me by my hair, so I don't go nowhere. You say the coolest words, yes, they break my heart. Cause I'm over here working my ass off. Why is it so hard to see? If I cut myself, I would breathe. Show and tell. I'm on display for all you fuckers to see. Die and sell. Like I'm
Love that.
I love this.
I'll let you fuck every authority. Yet I'm on the floor. There are strangers taking pictures of me when I ask no more. I'm scared that I'll get blown away like a banana peel. I'm just like you, you're like me. Imperfect and human are we? Show harsh words if you don't get a pick with me. Unless you fucked every authority. Why can't you fucking hear me? Are you listening yet? Show and tell.
I like how much emotion.
And with the emotions in the back, it sounds like a cry for help.
Exactly.
Unless you fucked every authority.
Can I just say
Go ahead.
how much I love this beat? The beat to me sounds like gears. It sounds like gears moving and twisting and turning.
Yes, it's very
And
intricate.
adjusting. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
The effects that they use. First of all, the effects that they use on all the of songs on the album, especially because we're gonna get into Nurse's Office.
Ooh.
But you know, this song for me, it was a grower. It wasn't one of my favorites at
Really?
first, and then it became within my top 5. I'm safe to say even my top 3. First of all, just sonically, it's amazing. But the message, I see it as society. Yes, I think that is the basic overall message. Just how people get ridiculed, abused in the sense of like mentally a lot of the times. But I take it more so for artists
The pressures of the
with
industry.
this song.
Yes.
Especially with harsh words, if you don't get a pick with me.
Yes.
Or art don't sell unless you fucked every authority. We, as viewers, will never know unless we're in that industry what truly goes on
And what it
and
takes.
how much pressure people are put under. Like she said, you beg and cry for more, yet I'm already on the floor.
Right.
So you want more from me when I cannot give it to you.
Exactly.
So it's literally like show and tell. You are forced to sit there on the stage and present yourself when truly on the inside you are crying and yearning for help. I love the message.
Just to piggyback on what you're saying, I feel like yes, you're forced to present yourself, but you're also forced to present yourself in a specific way,
Of course.
perfect way,
Of course.
always put together. Because when you do show and tell, it's a presentation.
Exactly.
Smiles, you know what I mean? Everything's
rehearsed.
together. It's rehearsed.
Yeah.
It's planned.
Yeah.
So I think that this song is also speaking to the fact that there's no room to be human. There's no room to have emotions. There's no room to mess up or make mistakes because I'm a product to society. I am not a human being. I am meant for entertainment purposes and entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
And the moment I fail at that, I'm afraid I'll get thrown away like a banana peel.
Right.
You know? So
Forgotten.
I love this song
yeah.
off bat because I love anything that plays with that idea of perfection. It's
Yeah,
true.
and
Celebrities have to
it's
present
really big in
themselves
the industry.
a way, or else nowadays they can be canceled, or lose their fans, lose their deals, just for simply being human.
Yeah.
And I think that that's such an abnormal way of living.
It is abnormal because it's not. It's again, you're treating them like they are a piece of property, like they are, like you own them, and that's just, I don't know. Show and Tell did a great job of describing that.
Yeah, not just within the industry, but even fans as well. This is my song. This one right here is mine.
Yeah, Jordan loves this song.
Don't cut me, punch me, just let me go into the nurse's office where I float away. I'm coughing, I'm bleeding, band-aids won't heal it, so I'm faking all of this, so they take me home.
I love it.
Hey!
Give me that pink slip of permission. Teacher, can I sit right there? I faked up a seizure and left that in there 'cause they hate me, so I'm faking all of this, so they take me. This is all. I'm tired of wishing I was ditching.
And then them swallowing the medicine.
Having drugs in a way forced on you to get through things rather than actually tackling the problem. So once again, being sent to the nurse's office, and you have these nurses that are just saying, oh, here's a Band-Aid, or here, just take this, and it'll make you feel better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it really doesn't fix the problem, it's just, essentially, it's a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Figuratively, yeah.
It's just meant to be a quick fix.
Right.
And that also shows just how negligent schools can be, society can be.
Yeah.
I love these sound effects. And the evil laugh as if she's being like,
Yeah, true. That's
Take
suppressed.
me home, give me that pink slip of permission. Tired of wishing I was ditching.
There's something about that song that is so eerie and almost
Yeah.
haunting. The beat and the sound effects go so hand in hand with each other. It's perfect.
They
and
do.
Those sound effects are throughout the entire song. Nurse's office. The topic, the lyrics, the idea of escaping. In school, a lot of times you'll go to the nurse's office when you don't feel well.
to get.
But even when you're trying to escape something, it's an excuse to go home, essentially.
Yeah, to
you know?
get out of class,
So using that as a metaphor, I think that is genius. I know that is such a genius way of flipping that.
Yeah.
And still keeping it related to school, but also escaping mentally, and wishing that there was a way for you to just take me home. Like,
No, seriously.
just
Seriously.
take me home, take me out of here.
And like you said, we're so quick to kind of use that like Band-Aid, effect per se, where we just kind of say, slap it on there and it'll be fine.
Exactly.
And in hindsight, it's really not. I remember for me in school, when I would either just want to get out of class or like you said, I felt uncomfortable. It was, I don't feel good. Can I go to the nurse's office?
Yeah.
And, eventually they would send my ass back to class. But it was also used in the trailer.
It was.
So-
I remember that whisper, K-12.
Yeah.
It's that same sort of vibe.
So,
But it's that beat, that boom, boom, boom.
and when you really play it over some speakers,
yes.
that's a hot song.
Yes. I will say this was one of my favorite visuals in the film.
It was a good one.
Everyone's so soft, everyone's so sensitive. Do I offend you? You're hanging on my sentences. You can keep your costume and you can keep your mask. I'ma take a bow so you can kiss my ass. I never signed up for your drama club. They try to feed you lines that you have to memorize. You're sticking to a page. You're faking all your pain, yeah, you're bleeding on a stage. I never signed up for your drama club.
When this beat break came in, you remember my reaction? I was floored.
I don't wanna be an actress, living by a script, overanalyzing every word I say. There's a whole world out there, you're living a play. club. I never signed up for your drama club. Never signed up. Never signed up. Never signed up. Never signed up for your drama club.
This is my part.
I never signed up for your drama club. For your drama club. For your drama club. Never signed up for your drama club. For your drama club.
Love that song. Love that song coming directly after Nurse's Office too.
That song was actually the one that I think, aside from what's on the bus, took me by surprise the most.
I
Again,
expected this one to just be like, deep cut.
you
like,
know, because again of all the snippets that we had to go off of, so you really didn't know what the songs were gonna sound like. When
Right.
that beat break came in, that shit was so
for me, it was the first
strong.
verse. It was the first verse for me.
Right, and the lyrical content for the song is actually one of my favorites because I think it touches on a little bit of like show and tell.
Yes.
As well as Nurse's Office, obviously, because I mean the whole album is sequenced beautifully. But this one in particular is also about the scrutiny when they are themselves. Specifically to women. It's also, I didn't sign up to not be myself, but I also didn't sign up to be a part of your drama, to hear
Right.
your opinions. That's not what I signed
And
up for.
based my life around them.
Exactly.
As well.
So it's so funny with Drama Club. Obviously, it's known for acting, and so
Yeah.
that's what she's saying. I didn't sign up for that. I
didn't
signed up to
for
be
that.
myself.
Signed up to be real.
With
Exactly.
no, exactly.
Exactly. And
So,
I think it's also interesting that the way the album is sequenced, for show and tell to be all about faking it, to then go to the nurse's office, and then still come out of the nurse's office and having to continue faking it, it kind of just shows that idea that, hey, you can go to the nurse's office, but it's still not fixed. The problem is still not fixed once you leave. You're
And-
still going right back to faking it.
But I do think what's funny is after track 5, when she does go to the nurse's office, if you look at the rest of the album,
Yes.
the perspective
Yes.
switches and Melanie kind of gains back the power
Power, yes.
after addressing
Exactly.
everything in Drama Club. So Strawberry Shortcake, Lunchbox, Orange Juice, Detention. She is like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, as to
I
where show and
have
tell,
to take the reins.
show and tell is kind of accepting it and just speaking on the fact that, like, well, this is what I have to do.
Exactly.
Drama Club is a bit of a stand-up energy.
There's a little bit
there
of like, hold
that says,
on.
I didn't sign up for this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Like, oh, this is some bullshit. Before we begin, I just want to say that no slander towards the song is
Never.
acceptable. This is my second favorite song off the album, and I know every word.
Feeling unsure of my naked body.
I love how it sounds like you're in a locker room, too. I know that was in the visual, but you can hear it.
Well, you can
where
hear
everybody
it.
kind of
Where
shows their
everybody
bodies.
shows their bodies.
Stand back, watch it taking
I love
shape. Wondering why I don't look like Barbie.
Beauty standards.
I'm an honest patient to make sure I'm pure, but I never really cared about that shit before. Got boys acting like they ain't seen skin before. Got sent home to change cause my skirt is too short. It's my fault, cause I put that thing on top. Now the boys wanna taste of the strawberry shortcake. No one's on them on to grab. Now the boys wanna taste of the strawberry shortcake.
Oh, going back to her song, I'm Not a Piece of Cake.
That too. That
So,
too. That too.
Playing with that theme.
Like full circle. Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure that my legs are shining. Cause it's how I look and not what I think. My keys I seem to be glued to her chest.
I'm sorry, these sound effects, for them to now be like around the court where boys
Oh, and they're
play
playing
sports,
yeah.
basketball,
Yeah.
like walking by and they're all staring at you. Sound, yo,
I
get
love
into it.
Strawberry Shortcake, bro.
You have to get into
Oh my
this.
god.
That's my bad, that's my bad. No one's holding on to grab. Now instead of making me feel bad for the body, just teach him to keep it in his pants and tell him to stop.
Hey.
Saying it's my fault, it's my fault.
I love this song. Like, oh my god.
It's my bad. No one's holding on to grab.
You know what I love?
What?
We're talking about strawberry shortcake, a food. The next song is Lunchbox Friends. Now we're at
Oh,
lunchtime.
haha. True. I always have to bring it back because Jordan and I watched the film when it came out.
That's how we listen to the album first.
That is how we listen to the album first. Yes. So with having the snippet and being that it was like that slow part,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we're gonna give this one a shot.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard the full song, I could not stop singing it.
Melanie knew what she was doing.
Melanie knew. I mean, down to talk about the visuals shortly because I know we're really talking about the audio, but for her to be the physical cake,
Yeah.
and for the boys to start like tearing away at her,
Yep.
it just painted this beautiful picture. I love the topic. It's how girls are just overly sexualized, that unrealistic standard of beauty.
But a song also speaking on the fact that women are often blamed for
That too.
men and their
That
actions.
too. Because she
Like
said,
saying,
it's my fault no one told them not to grab.
but not even just that, it's my fault because I put icing on top.
Top.
Maybe I wore a revealing top.
Top.
Maybe I wore
Yes.
something that was...
Yes.
And even back to the line about being sent home because my skirt is too short. You're
Yeah.
blaming me.
Yeah.
Because guys can't control themselves.
Themselves.
It's
And-
such an unfair standard.
And also that, again, people in power, quote unquote, are so miseducated
And blame the woman.
and blame the woman.
the victim
and-
often, actually.
Yeah, they blame the victim, which is, that logic in itself is very
Yeah.
warped. Especially
Same.
when talking about schools, because it is so prevalent in school.
Especially,
Where you-
and not only that, K through 12, the idea of
Puberty.
growing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Puberty.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it takes place. You know, that's
Because
where people
of,
see
you know,
change.
Mikey's eyes seem to be glued to her chest.
Yeah.
So it's also, you know, when you begin to develop body parts and
Exactly.
and some people are quicker in their
Development than others.
puberty,
Yeah.
you know. If Strawberry Shortcake is not within your top 3, I think you need to reanalyze your top 3.
Re-listen,
It's just my
rewatch.
personal opinion.
Those flow really nice into each other too.
They do.
He said, hey girl, will you sit with me? Table in the back cafeteria seat. We could be friends if you wanna be, but only till the clock hits 3. After that, I'll ignore your ass. The hassle, the fighting, they all wanna bite of me. Photos, my
Vitamins.
photos, and gossip about hoes that they don't know. You want a fat ass in the brand new jeans. Want a baby in the back with the man of their dreams. Like it's a life for me. Wanna be my best friend and judge me if I smoke a little weed. Makes no fucking sense to me. Close to my house, let's go together. Friendship that will last forever. No lunchbox friends, no home. No home, no home, no home. No lunchbox friends, no home. No lunchbox friends, no home. No home. Come to my friendship that will last forever. No lunchbox friends, no home. Friendship that will last forever.
I don't want no lunchbox friends.
Friends that I only talk to during
Friends
lunch.
that I only talk to during lunch. It's shallow, meaningless conversation, and we all disperse afterwards, and we don't talk until lunch again.
Also speaking of how that's like for show, because I feel like at lunch,
Yeah.
that's kind of when you're in front of everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody's in the same room.
yeah.
So you want to make sure you're fitting in and looking a specific way in that moment because everyone can see you. Almost like the same thing as show and tell and drama
So
club.
that's with the things that coming out from that. I also, you know, again, how that relates to society. We all just want friendships that really will last forever. And it's almost that's why I
Genuine.
like that. Like, come to my house, let's die together. That
Yeah.
means the bond, you know, is so close.
I think that's like let's die together as in all the way up until the end. And
Let's
literally
die
die
together?
together. But I also think it's like be reborn again, like grow together. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like
No,
let's
no, that
shed
makes
new
sense.
layers. You know what I mean? Like let's do that.
That makes sense. But to also kind of related to Melanie being an artist,
Mm-hmm.
I think they are some people that get it the worst when it comes to superficial people.
Yeah.
And how I only want you for photos, more photos, to just uphold this image with that celebrity, and
True.
you know they use them for that clout, and then again, you know, they don't toss them when they need them.
Yeah.
From the snippet,
Yeah. Knew that.
I
Was
knew that I was gonna love this song.
Knew that was gonna be.
So, and I like how you also said, you know, these 3 songs kind of have this like food theme.
Yeah, orange juice.
Strawberry
Next.
Shortcake, Lunchbox Friends, Orange Juice, and Orange Juice. Woo!
We'll dig into that one.
And that sound of
Oh, oh, stick it down your throat. I'm watching from the bathroom. Shower from the words you spoke when you screamed at the mirror. Now you're sitting in the cafeteria, shutting clementines and orange bacteria, pouring those around of your bulimia. You turn oranges to orange juice.
Did not expect that slow down.
And spit it out of you.
Or this topic, honestly.
Your body is perfectly perfect.
And I like how kind of contributes to that deeper voice.
Yeah.
I believe you chose to blow it on the reading carpet. That's what happens when you stuff it. Stuffing up your mouth with tissue. The way you look is not an issue. You turn oranges to orange juice.
I love this song.
Everyone wants what the other one's working. Orange juice. I wish I could give you my advice, 'cause I know your eyes ain't working. Orange juice.
I love that ending.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like every time I listen to that, it puts me in like the most. Because you never know what somebody's struggling with.
No.
You never know what somebody's going through. I won't even say struggling. I'll say what they're going through. And bulimia is just so. It's such a if you're not going through it,
Yeah.
it's something that is hard to understand. Because as much as it is physical, is as much of it is mental. I love that Melanie also kind of addressed that. She said, I can tell you you're fine, but you're going to find it disconcerting.
Right.
Because that's not necessarily what they want to hear.
No. Because it's not that.
Right. Like you tell somebody they're beautiful, that's not the
It's not
main
as simple as just telling me that and I
issue.
should be fine. You know?
Exactly. And so I love the way that Melanie went about this with the orange juice metaphor, because it's something that starts off whole in a sense, and then it's stripped,
Yeah.
and it's concentrated,
Yeah.
and I mean that is, when speaking of bulimia, excuse me, just how that plays effect, and how people can show face so well.
Yeah.
Like she said, you're shoving the skins in your mouth to show that you're not having trouble eating, because of the outside view, you're eating.
Yeah.
But then there you are getting rid of it, per se.
Yeah.
And we never know.
Exactly. And I think it also plays into the idea of the bathroom. Like a hidden space.
Yeah.
Where you can do that and not be seen.
Yeah.
A lot of times for people on the outside looking in, they can't understand how
Yeah.
you see yourself that way. And
Yeah.
Everybody is going through their own thing. And I think that it's interesting we talk about this. There are songs that came before this one that spoke on beauty standards, that spoke on, not being heard or seen. So that's why I said that's like the most prevalent theme here. And so to touch on eating disorders, once again touches on appearance and the pressures of appearance. So I don't know. And even how negligent, like you could go into saying that society ignores the fact that they see someone always ordering oranges off the menu and doesn't say anything 'cause it's not their business.
It's not
you know
their
what I mean?
business, and they choose to.
And it
negate
isn't. It isn't
It isn't their
essentially.
business, but when you have that gut feeling sometimes where it's just all somebody wants you to do is talk to them.
Yeah.
Like you said, not encourage them, not tell them
Right.
what they want to hear, but just talk.
No, not
or
tell
just,
them what you think they need to hear or want to hear.
Yeah. Or
Some
just,
people need genuine
or
help.
just listen.
Yeah.
Some people just want you to listen. So I love Orange Juice, and I love how the chorus gets so stripped down. It kind of works with the
subliminal to the
to the message.
the message. Yeah.
Then we pick it right back up.
It's like right back to class.
I'm not a bad guy, so don't treat me bad. Please don't be mad if I don't smell that alright. If I fuck up my words, don't think I'm upset, alright. I'm physically exhausted, tired of my knuckles beating you. Detention. When I go home, you see now it's not the time. When all I ever ask is to go to the bathroom.
Oh,
Orange
honey, after
juice,
orange
yeah.
juice, yeah.
Did I mention pretending everything's alright is detention? Tonight, pretending everything's alright is detention.
It's obviously detention is like a holding place.
I was gonna
It
say, yeah.
suppresses you. You're
Yeah.
held back
Yeah.
from everything else going on. I think this is a metaphor for your emotions. Maybe how you're in a way punished when you say how you feel or act on how you feel.
Because they have so much power, they are able to shut you up
Yeah.
with that power.
Yeah.
To where you cannot speak on it. Thus, that being detention, you are kept, you are held,
Exactly.
you are cut off.
Pretending
so when you
everything's
pretend
alright.
everything's all right, that's an immediate detention.
Yeah.
Mentally.
So they keep you in that cell.
And so how
right.
that goes in a teacher's pet, I mean, that's self-explanatory.
That does make
because
sense.
Teacher's pet has to do with mainly
That does
like
make
sexual
sense.
assault.
Yeah.
So detention has always been one of those songs where it could
I
have
can feel your
multiple
blood
meanings.
pressure rise.
And I love how detention is like that right boost, that perfect boost in the album.
Yeah.
Where-
Sonically?
Yes, when
Yeah.
you get done with such a heavy song like Orange Juice to go into another heavy song with detention.
Well,
but
I just
she's able to kind of, you know.
read like you're too busy seeking selfish wishes. Don't care how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Then you write me
So-
up and say it's love.
Or telling you that they're doing it for your own good.
For your
when
right,
they trap
'cause
you.
You write me up, you say it's love, and I just can't believe that.
Right.
So detention has always been one of the biggest highlights on the album
Yeah.
for me, and I also think
I'd say
for
so.
listeners in the general public.
It's like a bug.
The teacher giving his eyes to a student, chewing on her nails and her pens while she's dreaming of him, and he's fucking in sin. If I pass this quiz, will you give me your babies? Teacher's pet, if I'm so special, why am I secret? I know I'm young, but my mind is well beyond my years. I knew this wouldn't last, but fuck you, don't you leave me here. She's feeling like a spider in a cage. You liar, you were her desire, that she wants to light you on fire. Don't call me crazy, you love me, but you won't come save me. You got a weapon 'cause you see them daily. Do you regret the things we shared that I'll never forget? Stop calling me bunny, I won't hop in, you don't own me, do you? I bet you think you do, well you don't. Teacher's pet, if I'm so special, why am I secret? Well, do you tell me that I know I'm young, but my mind is well beyond my years. So special, why am I secret?
So for the next song to be High School Sweethearts, right? I think that Teacher's Pet is a situation that sadly takes place in more grades than just high school, but I can say that high school is predominantly where this situation
Where,
takes place.
You know,
This song really exposes the harsh, disturbing reality that we do have teachers, but even people in positions of power that take advantage of younger victims.
those of the younger age.
Yeah.
And really
Their
do
minds, their bodies.
manipulate the mental
Yeah.
and twist why it's
Okay.
happening and
Yeah.
why it could be okay.
Or permissible, or
Anything of that nature.
and even for this song to narrate an exchange for getting through the class.
give me good grades,
Right.
and I'll give you, advances.
Exactly.
The Message is one of my favorites on the album. Sonically, it's never been one of my favorites on the album. But I appreciate it. Like, I wouldn't listen to it by itself, but I would listen to it in
I was gonna say this
completion
song
with the
has
album.
always struck me as one that is strictly there for storyline purposes.
Yes.
I'm not sure it's a song that I would listen to.
Gonna be
and, like,
blasted talking about some teachers.
you know what I mean?
Pet.
I don't know if that's what I would be doing, but
yeah.
for the purpose of the theme and the storyline, I think it's a track to be appreciated because it does speak on something that is very important and is still happening to this day.
Absolutely.
Often in private, and we often hear
Most times
about
in
it
private.
coming out, way later, but I don't know, it's very, very disturbing to think about, but I can commend Melanie for speaking on it. And if you've seen the video, there is a more positive outcome, I guess. The teacher gets fucked up, but I guess that's what I have to say about Teacher's Pet.
Okay, so I don't know why I didn't think about this when we were listening to the song, but I wanted to highlight some lyrics. The title itself, Teacher's Pet, is obviously referring to a student that the teacher favors, or a student that kind of sucks up to the teacher and comes across as a teacher's pet. But also, when you think about a pet is owned, right? So this victim is also a teacher's actual pet, a teacher's property. Like the lyrics, stop calling me your bunny, I won't hop and you don't own me, do you? I bet you think you do. Even the lyrics, I knew this wouldn't last, but fuck you, don't you leave me here. It feels like the grooming. It feels like there's been somewhat of a trauma bond, and this victim is screaming like, hey, I know it's not going to last. I know you're going to move on from me. You're going to grow. I'm going to grow. We're going to go our separate ways. But don't leave me here in this state. Don't leave me here still craving you, if that makes sense. Okay, back to the video.
I would also like to preface this one by saying this is my favorite song on the album.
Oh.
Can we just be honest? If you think you can be my one and only true love, and damn it if you fuck me over, I will rip your fucking face apart.
Listen to it.
Love that.
Step one, you must accept that I'm away throughout my mind. Step two, this is a waste if you can't walk me down the finish line. If you can't handle a heart like mine, don't waste your time with me. If you're not down to bleed, no, oh, you can't handle it. No more, no more. Go home. Can we just be honest? These are the requirements. If you think you can be my one and only true love, high school sweethearts, light up. They're trying to waste my time. High school sweethearts, shut up. If you're not my type. Step 5, you can't be scared to show me off and hold my hand. Step 7, this one goes to 11. If you cheat, you will die, die. If you can't handle the choking, the biting, the loving, the smothering until you can't handle it, no more. Go home. Can we just be honest? These are the requirements. Just promise to love me, and damn it if you fuck me over, I will rip your fucking face apart. High school sweethearts, light up. I try to waste my time. Clear you, hold me through the night. Put your lips all over my eye. Salty face when I start crying. Make me not wanna die. Love me rough and let me fly. Don't be a waste of my time.
Breakdown.
Can we just be honest? These are the requirements. If you think you can be my one and only true love, high school sweethearts, light up. I try to waste my time. High school sweethearts, shut up. If you're not my type.
Haha. That is a song. That is a song.
That is the best song on
I
the
feel like I've
album.
been vibing out to this album more so this time because usually I would be more hype But for some reason this time, like listening to it, because I think this is the first time I've listened to it in full.
In full, yeah.
In 2 years.
I know.
I usually like listen to my favorites, but sitting down and actually like taking in the album, it's been a while. So I'm kind of like getting this new feel from the album. But okay, High School Sweethearts. What are we talking about?
I mean, it's my favorite song. I think it's so. It's just one of those basic songs in a sense of like message. It's High School Sweethearts. It's just talking about what you look for. We're in high school. We're going out to college soon. Stop playing with me. You're either gonna walk me down the aisle or you're nothing to me.
Basically, just wondering if you're gonna be able to stick it out.
Exactly.
Being up front and saying, "Listen, I'm a lot to handle." And
if you can handle love, this matter about to take no more.
Huh?
That was a lyric.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Even with the title High School Sweethearts, I feel like the title is more of a question. Like, will we be high school sweethearts? Can we make it through all of this? Can you handle me and walk me down that aisle for us to be those high school sweethearts, you know? And even Crybaby as a character, if you know Crybaby's story, posing that question once again, you know, you have soap and training wheels, you know?
Yeah.
And going through all of that,
to get
she's accepted herself, can you accept me too?
Exactly. To me, this is the best song on the album. I really don't know what to tell you. Like,
I think it's a very big moment, and two, like,
it is.
It's the longest. 5 minutes
it is.
and 11 seconds, so it's a pretty long song. The beats, just one of my favorite beats off the album, the string moments and just the bass and that breakdown at the end. It was very...
Yeah. It's a very theatrical song.
It's very theatrical.
Yeah.
So, anyway, High School Sweethearts, it's the only love song really on the album, I would say.
For sure.
But always necessary in school. Right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a rocking chair. Or a seesaw.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, seesaw, recess.
I was too young to see the truth. In my grandma's lap, I'm drowning in her perfume. People gonna say, if you need a break, someone will take your place. Tell you that you're fine with dollars in their eyes. Just remember.
Love the beat.
If you need a break, people gonna try to tell you that you're fine with dollars in their eyes. Just remember, don't let them hurt you, baby. Just say recess, I'm tired. Where is my time gone in my mind? When I get upset, I think in my head, I do as she said. People gonna say, if you need a break, someone will take your place. Just remember,
I love that part.
don't let them fuck you, baby. Just say recess, I'm tired.
Recess. The last song on the album. It takes the album out beautifully, honestly. This is a song that I will admit I skip usually.
Yeah. This is just one of those songs where you gotta kind of be in the mood for it.
Yeah, and I think today I was in the mood for it. The meaning of the song, I think it kind of takes us back to the pressures once again to always be on and be perfect. And, you know, it promotes being brave enough to take a break.
Yeah.
And it promotes listening to what you say, not what other people are saying.
Right.
I think to that line, people are going to say, if you need a break, someone will take your place. I think that that's almost manipulation. Because in that industry, when you take a break, in a way you open up your spot.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
You are opening up your spot for someone to be able to step in and take it.
Yeah.
And having to be constant in the industry, that's almost looked down upon. It's looked down upon to take a genuine break because, you know, so many things are here today and gone tomorrow. And so for you to avoid being that thing, labels are going to say, hey, you can't take a break. We have to keep going. You're at the peak of your career. You can't give up now, you know? And in the next line, people going to try to tell you that you're fine with dollars in your eyes. It's just an extension of that. You say, you know, no, I really need a break. No, I promise you're fine. Just drink some water, take a nap. We got a show to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to get through this tour.
Yeah.
We got to, you know, get through the studio session. They're always going to push you till you break.
Yeah.
And that's why she's thinking back to, I'm assuming, her grandmother's words that say it's okay to say recess.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
And recess is that break in school.
In school as well.
Excuse me. Where you're able to just kind of, you know, take a break, basically.
Take a break. And so many people, and I think that it's important too because during recess, it's up to you what you want to do.
Yes.
So in that recess period, it's you taking back the power once again.
Yes.
Stepping away from work and saying, I'm either going to nap, maybe I'm going to play, maybe I'm going to sit and talk with some friends. It's up to you what you do in that time.
Make that decision.
So to come to the end of the album and take back that power fully,
yeah,
I think that was ingenious.
All right, K through 12. I mean, it's been a minute since we touched on Melanie. Honestly, since after school came out when we did the bakery and that. So we have been wanting to touch on K through 12 for quite some time. We just weren't sure how we were going to do it. Then we came to the decision, okay, shoot the audio so we can break it down. And I battle with this. I don't know if Crybaby is my favorite Melanie album or K through 12. Because both are done to perfection. Although I may not be the biggest fan of like Teacher's Pet or Classified, I can't say that I don't like them and I can't say that they're bad songs.
Right.
So for this album, I literally like every single song.
Yeah.
Which to me speaks a lot of volumes because again, you put so much, as an artist, you put so much time and energy and effort into projects, especially when it's a concept album. And this is a very sequenced, follows a complete story kind of album.
Yeah.
And with those, you know, it can almost feel unrelatable. But Melanie made sure to make sure it was not just relatable, but very relatable to people going through all kinds of things.
Right.
And then when you add the visuals on top of that, it just adds to that emotion that she wanted to evoke and evoked perfectly. So K through 12 was to me one of the best albums of 2019. I love how it came out September 6th, so that was like around school time for some, because I know some people
yeah, I think so.
Start school in September. Yeah. So this album was done to perfection, and I know she says she has about 2 more movies planned out with albums.
I'm excited.
Melanie, you take as much time as you need because when you give me an album like this, it's well worth the wait.
To me, K through 12 is an experience, you know, and I was elated when I found out that she was doing a film with it because I love when artists do that. You know, we can listen to music and interpret it however we do, but when you see something like a visual from an artist's direct eyes, their lens, it makes you feel that much closer because they're telling you this is what this means. With this album though, and us listening to it lyrically and sonically, she did a great job at illustrating this world, this sleepaway school, this, you know, this, once again, this character Crybaby. I think it was a really great follow-up, a really great extension to Crybaby's story, this character in this world that she has created. And speaking to your point about relatability, I'm sure at some point everyone has felt one of these emotions, you know, and so to kind of have this fantasy world but also tie in those real life issues, and not even just relating to school, but societal issues too, like people in power, pressures of the industry, the pressures I think even within social groups to be a certain way, to look a certain way. So I think it's also a very brave album, you know, with songs like Teacher's Pet, songs like Orange Juice, very brave topics.
Yeah.
Very few people dive into these things and are able to articulate them as well as she was. So I say bravo, Melanie. I really say bravo. K through 12, I think the idea of K through 12 is more so a mentality thing, maybe about how we grow throughout our lives, and maybe advance and mature on certain, you know, topics. Our views mature when it comes to certain topics, and I think that's kind of what this album is showing from top to bottom. So I'm glad that we sat down and listened to it.
Me too. I love Melanie, and I can't wait to see what she has in store for us next.
And despite us not doing the visual, I just want to say that was some of the best work that I've ever seen.
Yes.
For her to be able to literally write a plot, because that's one thing. You can just say, oh yeah, this song means this song means that. But the way that it's sequenced, the way that each one flows, and I'm mainly thinking about Class Fight to the principal, or Show and Tell to Nurse's Office to Drama Club, or even Strawberry Shortcake, Lunchbox Friends and Orange Juice, like the way that all kind of sequences out.
Yeah.
It's tough to do that.
Yeah.
It's tough to do that.
She did a good job.
So to be able to form a plot around that and do a movie, just a job well done. I'm speechless with that.
As always, we'd love to know what you guys thought about the album. Let us know your top 3 down below in the comments.
If you enjoyed watching us react, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications, that way you know when we upload, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.